What's up, guys? Can't wait to cover this Agent Venom. Just a few hours ago, Hot Toys announced that they're going to be releasing an Agent Venom. And who is this figure? What is this figure? If you're familiar with maybe Marvels or the Venom or symbiote history, this guy is basically a human person that was transformed into or took in the symbiote of Venom to transform him into Agent Venom. But he was a soldier that lost his legs and only is able to walk once he is Agent Venom. So yes, this figure was not expected. And again, I say not expected because I have no idea if Marvel's coming out with a series, with a movie. I'm not familiar with anything as of right now. Let me know in the comments if there is something that I'm missing, but I have not heard of anything. So, usually Hot Toys releases these figures hand in hand with either a movie that's coming, a previous show, or something that goes along with it, because this is a comic edition Agent Venom. So whether it was something that they were working on months ago, years ago, and they finally said, hey, we're releasing it today, that might be it. But if you put the pre-order on this figure right now on Sideshow's website, let's actually go to it right now. It's a cost of $280, so just a little over 300 with everything, shipping, taxes, and stuff. I think it's worth it. Definitely for me. It has to go at least. You can collect them all. You can collect every single Hot Toy figure and just have a beautiful collection of everything. But to me, I try to pick. We covered just recently, actually, we still have it here, the Captain America, and how I passed on the Captain America, the first edition, and we didn't. And we looked the colors and the look of the second edition of Captain America looks even better. And I still think I am going to be passing up on that. It just doesn't fit my collection at the moment. And so this guy does. The reason why we have Venomized Groot, we have Venomized Venompool, we have Venomized Iron Man. So we have all these Venomized figures, and having an Agent Venom just added to that collection is just a beautiful touch, especially as you transition to the Deadpool edition of, with Venompool. But yeah, Agent Venom is coming, man. And he's coming. If you do the pre-order, expected in 2026. The dates are January to June, which is, just like typical figures. I'm still kind of trying to get some figures that were announced over a year ago and still have not come out yet. I know some people have their hands on, but at least in the States, we haven't been able to get it through Sideshow yet. So still waiting on that. So let's talk Agent Venom and what are the accessories that he comes with. So here we can see, let's start with the hands. He only comes with 3 hands. Doesn't seem like a lot because he does come with 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 weapons, 7 if you count that Venomized sword that most Venoms have. You're like, okay, what am I going to do with all those weapons? Well, those tentacles of the Venom that come out of his body are going to be able to hold all those weapons. And so he really doesn't need too much but 2 hands to be able to hold some guns. Now, we'll cover that in bigger photos and then 2 ways of displaying them, the interchangeable eyes. When I saw this, I was like, man, I wish they had more face figures, more face expressions, but I think I'm okay with the amount of accessories, weapons he's going to be coming with. So that's probably a sacrifice that whether it's Hot Toys either thought about and say, hey, what do we give him? More faces, expressions, or more weapons? This guy's known for his weapons, so let's give him more weapons. Here's some action poses. He does look like a heavy kind of figure. It looks like it's really massive, really bulky when it comes to the figure. Another action pose, shooting directly at the target. He's got 3, 4 weapons out at this moment when it comes to the weapons that shoot bullets. And then here we have them just kind of weapons pushing, it's like getting into place, another action pose, even though he's just standing still, the way they put him here. Very simple pose, 2 weapons on 2 handguns on the side. Now on this pose, what are your thoughts on this one? Do you think these guns are magnetized to his thighs, or do you think that holster is clipped in there completely and you just slide in the handgun in there? That's going to be interesting because if that holster is not magnetized. Let's say you want to remove the holsters. You want to not have them, the handguns on his side. You want to have them on his hand. It's going to look weird as a empty holster. So I'm crossing my fingers. I hope that those are things that are magnetized to the side. And it's just easily removed, and just, the figure just kind of wraps around without it. Actually, let's take a look at more photos to see if they actually have a pose without them having that on the side. Or does this show? Okay, he shows the what do we see here? Let's zoom in. Okay, he's got the handguns inside the holster. This one's talk about this figure. Look, they're using the different hands too, the pointy fingers, kind of like Venom. Like he's transforming into Agent Venom here. One of the things I noticed too is the chest piece, the abs piece. Those has some movement, so you can kind of create some momentum, some action as you turn him around. The other thing I noticed too is his belt. At first glance, I was like, okay, what kind of belt are they going to use? I had bad experience with the Deadpool 2 belt, as it was like coming apart, and I always kind of had to like super glue it together. But let me show you something. This figure here, I told you it works well with my Venom collection. This figure here has the same kind of design on the belt. You can kind of see it there. And this belt is hard plastic, basically. I've had this figure. Oh, no, his tongue just came out. I've had this figure for a very long time. Again, and like, I don't know if in the movies or shows of Agent Venom, does he ever get venomized on the face? This is where, again, another expression I would have loved to see, especially if they were to give him like a different face. You have the open mouth, venomized mouthpiece. You see that in a couple of other editions of Venom, so that would have been lovely. I think it would have been great. But here we have the belt, like I was pointing out. The other thing I'm curious to see is the fact how they're gonna put the tentacles, I guess, that are coming out of his back. How are they going to clip them? The way they've done it in the past, at least with this one and Venom 2. I don't know the latest in US Venom because I think it's going to be the same. It's like a clip on. You push it in, and with those you got to be very, very careful, because if you push them in and you don't push them out properly, you can easily snap them in there. And if you snap it in there, it is bad time. You got to like get it out, super glue it, and it might just damage the figure itself on the back, but it might really damage the tentacle, and you're not going to be able to use it all over again. So I think they're going to go with this type of belt, like what you're seeing here with Venom Pool. And I think that's kind of like the look that I'm looking at least when it comes to what I'm seeing when it comes to the belt there, because it seems like that's the way to go. Hard plastic, it's just more durable, it's going to last better, and it's just doesn't get in the way of possibly breaking or falling apart. All right, so here we have him looking down. I like this picture. It's not just the angle, but the way he's holding one of his guns by the tentacle is just holding down. He's got another gun in the air. The guns are still kind of coming out of his body, ready for action again. And we see the holster still there with the handguns there. We see the holster still there with the handguns there, and then here's the tentacles, no guns. Very action pose too as well, moving forward. And we see the movement of his body. Here we go. Holsters are still there. We're not changing when it comes to the holsters, okay? But we have, again, he's like pointing at somebody. He's about to shoot him. It's like, say your last prayers. And boom. Man, okay, what do we have here? Oh, empty. Okay, this is what I wanted to see. So I think whoever's posing this figure, if those were removable, I think they would have removed them for this photo, right? Because the handguns are in the hand finally, and those just look ugly. Empty holsters just sitting right next to his thighs. I think those are going to be possibly hard plastics. And that's a little flap. Oh man. Okay. We'll see. We'll see once people start getting their hands on it, start reviewing this figure. We'll see how that looks and how that works. One of the pictures, I think I kind of skipped over it, and it might have been, I think, or maybe we haven't gone to it yet. It's not this one. Nor this one, holsters, nor this one. I think I ended up going backwards. It's this one. Look at the foot grip of this figure. Man, very detailed, but also looks extremely heavy at the bottom. Compare again to this guy right here. We have him. You guys can't really see it, but compared to this. All right, so here we got a better image of the lighting. You can kind of see the grip at the bottom. Yeah, compared to that, you can see basically the details at the bottom of this figure. And again, they thought about like, hey, this figure is going to be more in the air. People are going to pose it differently. They're going to be able to recreate some action poses with this figure. So the grip at the bottom looks extremely big. So I assume this is a heavy figure, and we're trying to like get this guy in place. Can we get this guy in place? Uh-oh. And his tongue fell out again. No. Okay, we're gonna look at me as we fix you. Because he's leaning forward. And I don't want him to fall. There we go. Okay, finally got him in place. But going to the foot of his Agent Venom, I guess it looks really big. It gives me like vibes that this is going to be a pretty heavy figure, just in general. But if we look at this photo here too, this photo lets me to believe like it's heavy, and whoever posted this photo, great job. The way that he's got action pose in the air, like these stands are plastic. They're very light at the bottom unless they did something to really hold it down, maybe some tape, some weights, something to put this, the plate underneath it. Because those are very light plastic, or they bent the pole extremely well so that the action pose as he's moving back yet forward leans and it doesn't tilt, over. Very dangerous pose, but very good for the photo. Extremely good for the photo. Here's another one at, I think, the same thing at a different angle. I think that's what it is. Let me see if we can zoom out of this one, compare them both. Yeah, I think it's the same, just a different angle, different lighting too. Might be just the lighting too. But that looks amazing, guys. Interchangeable eyes. You can see it really up close here. We can see that figure really good. And then just again, everything that it comes with. What are your thoughts on this Agent Venom? Are you going to pick it up? Do you even know who Agent Venom is? I think it's a figure that's not as popular like your Spider-Man, your Iron Mans. Recently, a lot of Venom, but maybe because we're seeing a lot of Venom action is why Agent Venom came about. And again, I'm excited for Hot Toys creating these figures and introducing it to us. So looking forward to that collection. So let me know if you're going to pick it up as well. Take care. See you soon. Peace.